Here's a shocking piece of information that even blew me away when I learned it. A single degree of temperature inside an essentially heated building, the difference between, for example, 72.3 and 73.3 equates to almost 10% of the building's energy usage. And why is this so important? It's so important because your building is definitely running at the wrong temperature. There's a few different reasons. The first is most buildings have no idea what the temperature is inside the building. So if you don't know what the temperature is inside, you're almost always gonna overshoot. Nobody wants complaints. Therefore, what ends up happening is we always turn the system up until nobody complains and the building's vastly overheated. But Lee, my building actually has some form of temperature sensor, so I know that it's running at the right temperature. I have it set to 74 degrees. Here's the crazy thing. There is no fixed temperature that actually makes people consistently warm. In fact, our data science team has looked at over 7,000 buildings where Runwise is installed, and it's looked at the number of complaints versus the temperature indoors. The temperature that makes people feel comfortable changes not only based on the time of day, but it actually changes based on the time of year. Let me give you an example. When it's first starting to get cold out, have you ever noticed that it gets down to 50 degrees and it's not that cold and yet you're freezing? On the flip side, in the spring, after a freezing cold winter, it hits 50 degrees and it's like I could be outside in my bathing suit. What's even crazier is that our perception of what's comfortable inside changes with the temperature outside. So somebody might feel super comfortable at 70 degrees when it's 50 degrees outside. Yet they might need it to be 74 degrees when it's 22 degrees outside. So how do we address this? Well, if you use something like a smart control, not only do you put sensors inside, but the system will learn based on complaints how to adjust the temperature, not once a year, but literally every minute of the day to find the optimal temperature that not only makes people comfortable, but also saves the maximum amount of energy. So if you don't know the indoor temperature and you're not constantly having software adjust what that temperature should be, that a ton of money is literally going right out the window. In fact, it's the same window that your tenants are opening because your building is way overheated.